How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Ryan Cope channel. I know it's been a while since I've been making videos. I'm trying to make a comeback here and make some more videos. Today I'm going to be doing an oil change on the car you seen last video, my 1985 Monte Carlo SS. I'll leave a link in the description to the previous video. But I just ran out and got all the stuff that I needed: 5W30 oil, zinc additive for the flat tappet cam, and a new filter. So I'll show you that now. So I got all the stuff here. So first off, we got STP 5W30 conventional oil. This was the biggest pain in the ass to find that I've ever had trying to find something. Nobody uses conventional anymore, I guess. It's all synthetic for these new junk vehicles. We got zinc ZDDP supplement, it's called. Comes with a $5 rebate when you buy 2 bottles. So I bought 2. And we went with the same oil filter, STP. It's a S8873. Kind of wanted a K&N because it has that easy screw at the bottom, the bolt head. This one doesn't come with one. With what I paid for everything, 60 bucks, including filter, oil, and the zinc additives, 2 bottles, I don't think you could beat it. But anyway, guys, let's get to this oil change. We are filming with a GoPro today, Hero 11. So let me know if the quality is any better. But other than that, let's get to it. I'm starting to feel bad about buying this STP oil filter now. There's a Wix racing filter on there right now, so this guy definitely took care of the oil filters and all that oil changes. So next time I think we're gonna order stuff online a little bit better, but for now it'll be fine. So the first thing I had to do here, guys, is find the appropriate sockets. We have a 14mm or a 9/16. 14mm is fitting a little bit bigger, so I'd go a 14 if you could. If you don't have, go with a 9/16. Alright, guys, so I'm going to give you a little bit of advice before I do start wrenching on this here. Usually what I'll do is I'll lay down a blanket here so we don't get any oil all over the place. I put my oil catch cam, and I did actually crack the bolt loose. You can see there, cracked it loose with a ratchet and a cheater bar is what we call them. It's a long copper bar you put on the end of the ratchet here, and you'll crank on it just to give you more leverage. But that's how I got it cracked, and now we'll start taking it off. So I'm not sure how well this is going to go. I'm kind of jammed in here. I'm stuck. But we're going to take this bolt here. So I slid it into the car here. We're going to take this bolt off of the oil pan here, and we're going to slowly start to take it off. It's going to start spitting all over the place on us pretty soon here. I'll try to quick turn it. If it falls in there, I'll grab it then, but it's going to go all over my hands. Actually, it didn't. That was amazing. So we're going to let all that old oil drain out of there into our pan here. As you can see, it's draining. And then we're going to take our oil filter off after that. That's going to be a pain to probably get to. It's a little jammed in here. Better than most cars, but we're going to let that all drain, and I'll show you taking the filter off. While it's draining here, I'll actually show you. The oil is not too bad. It's a little black. I'll show you if I can grab some on my finger here. It's still pretty brown. You know, it's not... no metal shavings, I'm sure there's not. We could check that with a magnet if you wanted to see if your bearings or anything are going bad, stuff like that, see if there's metal. But it's still pretty brown. It's pretty fresh oil. I don't see any flakes or anything in it, you know, metal shavings. So engine health seems pretty good. You could actually take this oil if you wanted to and send it out in like a stool sample jar almost and get it tested to see, you know, your engine health, oil health, all that. But that could be another video. I could show you guys how to do that. And we're gonna let this drain, and then we're gonna get our filter. So guys, that oil filter was on there really tight. I thought I was gonna have to use the old hammer screwdriver trick here to slam it into the filter and try to use the screwdriver to turn it. But this thing saved my life here. It's an oil filter wrench, it's called. Oil filter strap, however you want to call it. You take the strap, tighten it around the filter, and then use these teeth to, you know, crank on it, use some leverage to get it going. And we finally just got it turning here, so we're gonna take this oil filter off and get to putting on the new stuff here. So let's get that off. Now it's finally turning, thank God. Move this can a little bit so we can catch that as well, not get it on the ground. Just unscrew till it drops, and let all that clear out of there. And then we're gonna have to clean all that gunk off there. You can see there's a little bit of gunk. We'll clean all that off, and we will get back to doing the oil change. So all you want to do here, guys, is I just have a red rag here. Anything that's not going to leave too much, you know, fibers or all that. Just go around the rim of it, where the oil filter goes on. Clean it up a little bit. You want to get a nice seal on here for the new filter. Try not to get it, you know, onto the actual thread. Just go on the outer lip where the oil filter will seal. and just clean it up a little bit. You know, I'm not seeing too many fibers there. Maybe a couple here. I'll go around my finger and pick them off too. You could also use just your finger to try to clear it up a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just as clean as you could get it without killing yourself doing it. And then you'll take your new filter and put it on. I'll show you how to do that. So I have the new oil and filter here. What you're going to want to do is just take your cap off and poke a hole in this with your finger. Just pop it right through and work it around the edges of your oil. Take your filter out of here and flip her right on over. Try not to get any dirt or anything on it from doing the oil change. You'll dip your finger right in here. Just get a little bit of fresh oil on here. Try to do it with your cleanest finger. And just run a little bead around the edge of this oil filter just to get a nice seal. It just helps it seal a little bit better. You know, you don't have to go crazy on it. Just a little bit of oil does a lot. Just keep going around a little bit. And once you see that it's all coated, just like that, smooth, not dry, you can take your filter and put it right on. Also guys, I am going to put a disclaimer in the front of this video before I upload it. You want conventional oil if you're doing this for a 1985, you know, newer vehicle. I'm doing this for my 1985 Monte Carlo SS, so I need conventional oil. If you have a newer car, you'll probably use synthetic. Just look it up, what you use. But 85s use conventional. It is a carbureted 305 with a flat tappet cam. So that's why I also need the zinc additive for that. But let's go put this filter. Our old filter out of the way. Literally all you want to do, guys, is take your filter. You're going to see those threads up there. You want to line those threads up with these threads. Stick it right on there. You can wiggle it around until it finds it. You'll know when it's caught because it won't fall down. And you'll just keep screwing at it until it catches. And once it catches, just keep cranking on it. Alright guys, so like I said, I just cranked it down hand tight. I feel like I have it pretty tight there where it's not going to leak. I'm going to check it after. I took a red rag that I used before and to grab onto it and tighten it just because my hands are all oily and slippery to make sure it's tight. And what we're going to do next is reinstall our drain plug here, and we'll be able to fill it back up with oil and make sure it doesn't leak. Add our zinc additive, and we're going to get onto that right now. So the drain plug also, guys, I like to clean off just with a red rag. Make sure there's no debris on it. Just take a little bit of a rag to it and clean it off. Get all the rock, debris, anything that fell into with the oil pan there. And we're going to reinstall that. You can replace the O-ring if you like. This is a metal ring, so I don't have to replace this. This is all good. So let's reinstall it. You're going to want... Ah, you fucker. Motherfucker. Or you're going to want to find a clean side of the rag and wipe this off good too. Just so there's no dirt sitting. There's going to be a little bit of oil that runs down. It never really gets done draining unless you wait 18 hours for it. So put your rag off to the side. If it'll hold, take the plug, put it back in. And this don't need to be cranked down too. This is just take a wrench and snug it up. There should be torque specs, but you don't really need to follow them. You could if you're really finicky with stuff, but I'm just going to put it ratchet back under and just crank it down a little bit. And then we're going to go put our oil in. I'll show you how to do that. So now that we have our plug back in there, we can pull everything out. All of our oil drain pan and all that. That's all complete. Take all this out of here. Your hat that you lost underneath. And we could go to the hood and start finicking with that. I did want to show you guys too how clean this engine bay is that the guy left it for me. Took really nice care of this car. Really clean. Plastics are all clean. A little bit of rust on some parts down there, not much, all surface. Very clean car though. Show you also this side. Very clean car, very clean. I love it. So your oil fill is actually going to be on the driver's side. You can see right here it says oil fill, use energy conserving, blah blah blah, you know, all that. You just need to know you need conventional oil. You can look up what the recommended are for people, but I use conventional is what's best for me. You're going to take that off. You're going to stick a funnel in there. I'll get the funnel and we will start filling the oil. So this engine actually holds 5 quarts. It's a 305 carbureted. Holds 5 quart oil capacity. So we're going to add the whole 5 quart jug here into the engine. So all you do is take your 5 quarts, start adding oil. Try not to spill any. That's why I put my funnel in there. And you're just going to add your whole 5 quart jug to it. Alright, so let's see what our fill level's at. So your oil fill check is right here, your dipstick, we call them. Pull this out and check the levels. I'll show you before. what the fill lines look like. So you want it right here to the 2 notches that say full, and that's about where it's at. I'm going to wipe it off, check it again. Our battery's going to die here, so I'll leave a little bit of an outro at the end here, but we're just going to make sure this is all good, let it run a little bit, and that should be the end of the video here. So this step, guys, is only for the people who are doing a 1985 Monte Carlo SS or any engine with a flat tappet. We're adding our zinc additive here, zinc ZDDP, right after our oil. It says to add a whole bottle, so we're going to add the whole bottle in with our 5 quarts of oil. And that will mix, and we should be good to go. We'll just put our oil fill cap back on, start her up, make sure she runs all right, doesn't leak, and that'll be the end of our video. So here we are, we started her up, checking our oil pressure right about 40-45, make sure there's no leaks underneath. And I don't see anything leaking, so we should be good to go, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my video. I know it might not be the most entertaining, but something I like to do is make some videos for you guys. Thank you for watching the oil change, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.